Welcome to Canada Inside, where clarity meets courage, and every truth deserves to be heard. While mainstream voices push the same tired stories, here we dig deeper, question the powerful, and reveal what others won't. You won't get empty headlines, you'll get context, facts, and real talk. So hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, and more importantly, make your voice count in the comments. Because together, we'll bring truth back to Canadian politics. In recent months, Alberta faces an undeniable shift in political mood, one marked by an increasing conversation about separation and provincial autonomy. This rising tide of separatist sentiment does not emerge from a vacuum, but reflects deep frustrations with Ottawa's perceived overreach and economic policies that many Albertans view as detrimental to their province's prosperity. Premier Danielle Smith acknowledges this shift, describing separatism as a symptom of a broader struggle for recognition and respect within the Canadian Federation. The roots of this sentiment are clear. Alberta carries a significant burden, contributing disproportionately to the country's wealth through its oil and gas industries, while feeling drained by federal taxation and equalization payments. Many Albertans believe their province subsidizes others without receiving fair returns or consideration of their unique challenges. This economic grievance fuels a desire among some for greater control, even independence, as a path toward self-determination and prosperity. Premier Smith walks a careful line in this charged atmosphere. While she does not actively campaign for separation, she openly discusses the frustrations that drive the conversation and proposes legislative changes that would make it easier for Albertans to initiate a referendum on the issue. This approach represents a subtle but powerful acknowledgement of the democratic right to debate Alberta's future, giving citizens a voice without outright endorsing separatism. It signals that the government is listening and willing to entertain the discussion seriously. Not everyone welcomes this development. Indigenous leaders express concern that separatist talk threatens the unity and respect established through treaties and shared history. They urge caution, reminding all parties that division carries risks far beyond politics, including the potential to disrupt relationships and agreements crucial to reconciliation efforts. Opposition politicians in Alberta also criticize Smith, warning that flirting with separatism may damage the province's economic standing and stability, arguing instead for renewed dialogue and cooperation within Canada's framework. Public opinion in Alberta remains divided. Polls show that while a notable portion of the population feels alienated by Ottawa's policies, support for full independence is far from universal. Many Albertans express loyalty to Canada, but want substantial reforms in how federal-provincial relations operate. The growing frustration is less about abandoning the country, and more about demanding respect and fairness. This nuanced view complicates the political landscape, as leaders must balance calls for change with the realities of economic interdependence and national unity. This dynamic creates a complex challenge for conservatives like Danielle Smith and Pierre Poilievre, who champion provincial rights and fiscal responsibility. They find themselves navigating a delicate path between advocating for Alberta's interests and avoiding the divisiveness that separatism can provoke. Their rhetoric emphasizes empowerment and autonomy within Canada's borders, offering a vision of reform that seeks to address grievances without fracturing the country. The rise of separatist sentiment also underscores broader questions about Canada's future. It forces Canadians to confront difficult truths about regional disparities, resource management, and governance. Alberta's situation is a potent reminder that the Federation's strength depends on acknowledging and respecting the diverse needs and identities of its provinces. Ignoring these concerns risks deepening divides that could threaten the very fabric of the nation. For supporters of Poilievre, Smith, and the conservative movement, this moment presents an opportunity. It calls for thoughtful leadership that listens to Albertans' frustrations, proposes practical solutions, and fosters unity through respect and empowerment. It requires acknowledging the valid concerns about economic fairness, while reinforcing the benefits of a united Canada. The challenge lies in channeling discontent into constructive dialogue and policy, rather than polarization. As this conversation evolves, Alberta remains at a crossroads. The province's future depends on choices made in government and among citizens about how to pursue prosperity, identity, and influence. Whether separatist sentiments grow into a decisive movement or recede into the background hinges on political leadership, public engagement, and the willingness of all Canadians to address regional grievances honestly and respectfully. In this critical moment, the message from Alberta resonates across Canada. It is a call for fairness, recognition, and respect that transcends politics. It challenges federal leaders, including those in Ottawa, to rethink their approach to provincial relations and economic policy. For Alberta and the country, the path forward requires balance, between autonomy and unity, between ambition and cooperation. Ultimately, the rise of separatist sentiment in Alberta is more than a political trend. It is a symptom of deeper tensions within Canada's federation, reflecting economic pressures, cultural identity, and governance challenges. How Canada responds will shape the country's future for decades to come. It is a test of leadership, vision, and the capacity to build a federation that honors its diversity while forging a common purpose. The coming months and years will be decisive. Alberta's quiet revolution is underway, driven by voices demanding change. Whether that revolution leads to separation or meaningful reform remains to be seen. What is clear is that the conversation is no longer fringe, it is part of the mainstream political discourse, demanding attention and action from all levels of government and citizens alike. This moment in Alberta reflects a broader truth about democracy, that when people feel unheard, they seek new ways to assert their voice. It is a reminder that governance must be responsive, inclusive, and adaptive. For Conservatives and all Canadians who value freedom and prosperity, the challenge is to harness this energy constructively, ensuring that Alberta's future is secure within a Canada that respects its provinces as partners, not just components. As we watch this story unfold, it serves as a powerful example of the ongoing balancing act in Canadian politics, balancing regional identity with national unity, economic interests with political realities. Alberta's growing separatist sentiment is not just a call for independence, it is a call for recognition and respect. And in that call lies both challenge and opportunity for Canada's leaders and citizens. At Canada Inside, we'll keep tracking these critical developments, cutting through distractions to expose what really matters. Subscribe, stay sharp, and join us as we uncover the forces shaping Canada's tomorrow. Because truth deserves a voice, and here, your voice has power. Let's reclaim the conversation together.